Hello everyone, my name is Shreya and I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. I am pursuing BLLB honors from Law College Dehradun Uttaranchal University. I am currently in 7th semester and I'm glad to have the opportunity of interning at Lexis and Company, because of which I am able to present to you guys with this video. So the purpose and topic for this video will be the medical benefit under the ESI Act. I have explained to you different benefits in my previous videos also. So today I'll talk about the medical benefit. Medical benefit is provided under section 46 clause E of the ESI Act, and medical benefit is given to the insured person as well as his family members in the form of medical treatment and not in the form of cash. The first condition is the claimant must be an insured person. Second, the claimant must be in such a situation which requires medical treatment and attendance. Third, the claimant must have paid the contribution amount for a period for which he requires the medical benefit, that is the time period for which you require the for which you should possess the medical benefit. You should be able to present it, the time period for which you have made the contribution. So moving on, the person who is qualified for medical benefit, the person who is qualified for medical benefit is a person who has qualified for sickness benefit, maternity benefit, or the disablement benefit. And so if you have got sickness, maternity, or disablement benefit, you will not be entitled for the medical benefit. You will be only entitled for only one kind of benefit. So the persons are the spouse of the insured person, the minor legitimate or the adopted child who is dependent upon the insured person will be entitled, and a wholly dependent child up to 25 years of age, and an unmarried daughter, wholly dependent physically and mentally abnormal child, the dependent parents, and the wholly dependent minor brother or sister of the insured persons will be the persons who qualifies for the receipt of the medical benefit under the ESI Act. Now, the duration of getting the medical benefit. The insured person shall be entitled for medical benefit for the duration in three different categories. First, a person in respect of whom the contribution ceases to be payable under this act may be allowed for medical benefit for such period and of such nature as may be provided under the regulations which are issued from time to time. And second, if the insured person who ceases to be in insurable employment on account of permanent disablement, that person shall receive the medical benefit till the date on which he would have vacated the employment on the attaining of the age of superannuation. So he will be provided the medical benefit till that age. And if he has sustained and if he had not sustained such permanent disablement, he will be subject to the payment of contribution and other such conditions as may be prescribed by the central government from time to time. Third category of duration is when an insured person and his spouse shall be eligible to receive the medical benefit who has attained the age of superannuation. A person who retires under the voluntary retirement scheme or takes premature retirement, that person will according to the subject to payment of contribution and other such condition may be given the medical benefit according to the regulations decided by the central government from time to time. So these were the three conditions regarding the duration. First, when the contribution ceases to be payable, and third in case of permanent disablement, and last in the case of attainment of the age of superannuation. So moving on to the scale of medical benefit, that is the how much amount of medical benefit is to be provided. So the nature and scale of medical benefit to which the family of an insured person shall be entitled will be specified by the government from time to time. And yeah, the provision regarding the medical benefit treatment by the state government now, the central provides different, and if the medical benefit is to be provided by the state government, it is specified in section 58. What it says is the states are under the obligation to provide medical benefit to the insured person and their families if they are if they are if they qualifies for all the conditions which makes them fit to avail the medical benefit. The state cannot refuse to provide them with the medical benefit, and it is also the duty of the state to establish such hospitals and institutions which can provide medical treatment or medical benefit to the insured person and their families. So what it says about the establishment and maintenance of the hospitals and its other institutions in the corporation, it is provided in section 59 of the ESI Act. It empowers the corporation to establish and maintain hospitals, dispensaries, and other medical and surgical services with the approval of the state government, so that they can provide various facilities to the insured person and their families. And subsection 2 of section 59 says that the corporation can also enter into an agreement with any local authority or private body or individuals in the setup of hospital or other institution where they can share the burden of providing the medical benefit to the families and their families. And the corporation may also enter into agreement with the local authority or local body or any other private body for commissioning and running the employees state insurance hospitals through the third party participations, because it will be easy for them with such collaboration to provide medical treatment and attendance to the insured person, where such benefit is extended to their families also, because the families live nearby, so they can collaborate with the private institutions also. And there is one more condition also regarding the medical benefit by the corporation in lieu of the state government in section 59A of the ESI Act, which says that the corporation, notwithstanding any other provision in this act, will take the responsibility of providing medical benefit to the insured person and their families where the state government agrees to share the medical benefit in proportion, in a good proportion. Only then the corporation may agree if the state or government also agrees to share that burden of providing the medical benefit or treatment. And the last point under the medical benefit is the medical and the paramedical education, which is specified in section 59B of the act, which says that the corporation may establish medical colleges, nursing colleges, and the training institutes for its paramedical staff and other employees, so that they can improve the quality of services under the employees state insurance scheme. So this was all about the medical benefit which I have discussed to you. It is more than enough to know. So yeah, this was it about today. I hope you guys have liked the video, understood it. If you have any question, do ask me and share the feedback. And yeah, do not forget to like and share this video. So thank you everyone for watching.